Now for 5 minutes.
Thank you for your courtesy, and I want to thank the distinguished gentlewoman from California, Ms. Matsui. Thank you. This is not the first time we have visited this question. In earlier hearings, I've expressed my strong doubt that such auctions can in fact be truly voluntary. A great source of my alarm comes from the National Broadband Plan itself, where it states at page 79 that the government's ability to reclaim, clear, and re-auction spectrum is the ultimate backstop against market failure and is an appropriate tool when the voluntary process stalls entirely. I would note that we are looking at this against a lot of actions by the Commission and the Office of Management and Budget, which have taken place without us having a real understanding of what spectrum is going where and being used by who and sat upon by who else. So this seems to imply that the Commission's action could be forcefully taking the spectrum away from broadcasters if too few or none at all participate in the voluntary spectrum auctions. Now, to all witnesses, starting with Mr. Schurz, yes or no? Would you support such action by the Commission? Yes or no?
Excuse me, which action?
Taking the spectrum forcefully from broadcasters.
No.
Mr. Ellis?
No.
Next
We support voluntary auctions.
Ma'am? Yes or no?
Auctions, yes.
And you, sir?
I always talk about voluntary incentive auctions.
And sir?
Voluntary auctions.
Only. All right. Now, to all witnesses again, do you agree that broadcasters who are willing to participate in an incentive auction should be permitted to do so in exchange for a fair share of such auctions' proceeds and set the reserve price of the spectrum it wishes to auction? Yes or no? Mr. Sherr?
Yes.
Yes.
Ellis?
Yes.
Ma'am? Yes or no?
Who defines fair proceeds?
Well, I'm not quite sure I can, but
That's the question. So I would say no, because I don't think anyone can define that other than by the bid value.
thank you. Next witness?
I'm sorry to just raise a quibble here, but the use of the term reserve price, I don't quite understand.
Well, I'm assuming that the reserve price is the price that would be fixed by the Commission as the price below which no auction would take place and no sale would take place.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Okay, can I just clarify, Congressman Dingell? The reason why I'm asking is normally I have the same understanding of a reserve price. I've bid in 3 auctions over the years, and there's an aggregate price for the entire auction that the auctioneer sets. It has nothing to do with the individual bid, any bid.
Time is limited, please. Yes or no? I will put you down as in doubt.
I'm not sure.
Next witness.
Depends on what result you want.
All right. To all witnesses, in other words, if the FCC is overly restrictive in how re-auctioned spectrum can be used, we'll end up with a fine mess on our hands, just like the auction of the D block. Am I correct in that? Starting with you, Mr. Schurz.
Yes.
Yes or no? Mr. Ellis?
Yes.
Next witness?
Yes, you're potentially correct.
Ma'am, if you please.
Yes.
Sir?
Yes.
Next witness?
Yes.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, to all witnesses again, similarly, the goal of any incentive auction, in addition to fairness to those who surrender the spectrum, should be to maximize the revenue to the Treasury. Yes or no? Starting with Mr. Schurz.
Yes.
Mr. Ellis?
No. That should be a significant part of it, yes.
Ma'am?
No.
Sir?
Yes, a significant part.
Last witness?
Absolutely not.
All right, now I would like to explore this channel relocation just a bit more. Now, to Mr. Schurz and Ellis, both of you have considerable technical experience as broadcasters. Are my concerns about shifting from UHF to VHF valid? And I want to say that I have fears that doing so might restrict the geographic reach of a given broadcaster. Second, I think going from UHF to VHF will impair the broadcaster's ability to transmit digital signals. So, are my concerns about shifting from UHF to VHF valid? Yes or no?
Yes, I know our company's had specific instances of that, no question.
Mr. Ellis?
Yes, VHF does not work.
Now, again to Mr. Schurz and Mr. Ellis. Further, do you believe that reducing a broadcaster's ability to transmit digital signals puts it at a disadvantage vis-a-vis the other content providers? Yes or no?
Yes, I would agree with that.
Mr. Ellis?
If digital means an over-the-air broadcast signal only, yes, we are disadvantaged to the wireless providers.
All right, to all other witnesses, with Mr. Schurz and Ellis's response in mind, do you believe that it's fair to broadcasters to require that they move from the UHF band to the VHF band, yes or no? Starting with our next witness.
I think there's a difference between the upper and lower VHF bands, a pretty significant difference, and I think that's a difficult question that we can work through as part of this process. There are a large number of broadcasters currently operating in both bands.
You can't say that it's you can't say sitting there that it's fair at this time.
Well, Congressman, there are a large number of broadcasters operating in both of those bands at this moment and doing well.
But if they've already shifted, well, we'll put you down as in doubt. Next witness, please.
Then, did you have another witness, Mr. Dingell, that was
I
going
know
to
time.
dare answer because we're over the clock here?
Well, I'm willing to forego. I just want everybody to know that we're not walking into any tea party here. Thank you for your courtesy.
Although some of us have.